Good evening everyone, my name's Wayne Barnes, I'm an international referee, I'm also a European Cup referee, and I'm sitting here tonight having a glass of Wayfarers, and I promised Hallers that I would send him a few thoughts, and I know not everyone will be able to get down to South Africa to try out a glass of this, but I thought you might all be planning your next rugby trip, and probably over to France, and I just thought I'd chuck in a few ideas for your next overseas jaunt. Chuck these three venues into your bucket list. These are three places that I've refereed and I love them to bits. I'm going to start off in Toulon in their pomp, running European rugby. Three cup finals in a row. But the Stade Maillot, a place to go, a place to visit. Pop over to Marseille and try out their wines as well. But Stade Maillot, if you ever get there, you'll see the Pilo live. A chap with a bald head singing and shouting for about 20 seconds before the match, getting the crowd into a frenzy. And then if they score 4 tries, the whole stadium erupts, ripping up paper, chucking it in the air, celebrating a Toulon home victory. My favourite experience there was back in the 2013 quarter-final when they met Leinster, two powerhouses meeting at the Stade Maillot. We stay in a hotel, maybe 20-30 metres around the block from the stadium. It took us 45 minutes to walk there because we got in a human traffic jam as all of the Toulon fans line the streets waiting for their heroes to arrive at the Stade Maillot. So get to Stade Maillot. Next one on your bucket list, it's got to be Clermont-Auvergne in the Stade Michelin. Absolutely beautiful stadium, full of colour, full of blue, full of yellow. I first went there to see them play the Dragons in the European Challenge Cup, but then seeing quarter-finals against the likes of Montpellier and the likes of Racing, and then a fantastic victory against Toulon. I wasn't always that welcome after the Racing game when they lost, but the noise and the vibration around the stadium as 20,000 people jump up and down in that magnificent stand. It's a place to go and watch rugby. If you get a chance, get over there, get to Clermont, have a watch. But then for me, the place to watch rugby in France, in European rugby, I guess the gigantics of European rugby, Toulouse. First of all, what a city. The red brick city of Toulouse. Get down there at Christmas, even better, get the Christmas market. But then you get to the Stade Soissons, one of the great stadiums in the world. Tight, compact, noisy, and they'll get on your back. When they lost to Glasgow back in 2009, I had to run off the pitch before I blew my final whistle because they weren't overly impressed with losing to Glasgow in a European Cup game. But then my first quarter-final against Cardiff there, a game which they ripped apart Cardiff, just showed why they were going to go on to perhaps win the title. But then recently, as they got back to their form, you'll see them playing against the likes of Leinster last season, just showed the real, true kind of French flair and Toulouse style. So a great city, a great club, and some great rugby. So enjoy this tonight, but get over to France in the next couple of months when we get out of this lockdown.